So this is the Sony WH-1000XM5. And if you've been following headphones at all in the last few years, you already know this name. It's been sitting at the top of the noise-canceling conversation for a long time. But the interesting part now isn't whether it's good. It's whether it still holds up. Because the space has changed. A lot. New headphones are coming in with better tuning, stronger features, and more aggressive pricing. So the XM5 is no longer just competing with its past self. It's competing with everything else around it. Starting with the design, Sony went in a more minimal direction this time. Everything feels cleaner, smoother, and more refined. The finish has that soft matte texture that instantly gives off a premium feel, and the overall build is noticeably lighter than you expect when you first pick it up. But there is one very practical change here. They no longer fold. And that sounds small until you actually try traveling with them, because suddenly your storage situation changes. You don't get that compact fold-anywhere convenience that previous generations had. Instead, you get a sleeker design that prioritizes aesthetics and comfort over portability. Once they're on your head, though, things improve quickly. Comfort is one of the strongest points here. The ear cups are soft, the pressure is well distributed, and even after long listening sessions, whether you're working, traveling, or just zoning out, you don't really feel that fatigue that some heavier headphones tend to cause. Now sound. Sony has always leaned into a more consumer-friendly tuning, and that continues here. The XM5 delivers a warm, bass-supported sound signature that feels immediately enjoyable across most genres. It's not trying to be flat or analytical. It's trying to be engaging. Bass has presence without overwhelming everything else. Vocals stay clear and centered, and the highs are smooth enough to avoid harshness even at higher volumes. It's the kind of tuning that makes almost anything you play sound just a bit more exciting without requiring any adjustment. But the real highlight, as always, is noise cancellation. This is where Sony still separates itself from a lot of the competition. Once you activate ANC, the outside world just drops. Airplane engines fade into the background. City noise becomes distant texture, and office environments turn into near silence. It doesn't just reduce noise, it reshapes your environment. Sony's adaptive system also helps adjust automatically depending on where you are, so you're not constantly switching settings. It handles most of it in the background, which keeps the experience simple. Transparency mode has also improved. You can quickly hear your surroundings without removing the headphones, and your own voice doesn't feel overly artificial when talking. Battery life remains strong at around 30 hours, which is still more than enough for multiple days of use. And the quick charge feature is genuinely useful. Just a short charge gives you hours of playback, which makes low battery situations much less stressful. Call quality is solid overall. Not perfect, but reliable. Voices come through clearly in normal environments, though in heavy wind or traffic, you'll still notice some limitations. Now, zooming out a bit, the XM5 is no longer in a category of its own. There are real competitors now that challenge it in sound tuning, design preferences, and even feature sets. Some users may prefer more neutral sound profiles. Others may want folding designs or more physical controls instead of touch-based gestures. But Sony's strength has always been consistency. Everything here works together in a way that feels balanced. Nothing feels experimental or unfinished. It's a polished experience from start to finish. And that's why even with stronger competition, it still remains one of the most dependable choices in this category. So if you're asking whether the Sony WH-1000XM5 is still worth it in 2026, the answer comes down to what you value. If you want a safe, refined, highly comfortable, and extremely effective noise-canceling headphone experience, this is still one of the best options you can buy. Not the newest, not the most experimental, but still one of the most complete.